Back in the year 2000, WCW was on its last legs, and this match is perfect evidence as to why that was. Kevin Nash, Scott Steiner, Goldberg. On paper, that sounds like a terrible match, but boy, you gotta see the actual thing. Earlier in the night, Kevin Nash was getting interviewed, and they were discussing how Goldberg got injured in a motorcycle accident the previous day, so it was looking like, instead of it being a three-way dance, which is what they call a triple threat match, it was going to just be Kevin Nash and Scott Steiner wrestling, no Goldberg, which I'm sure it comes as a big surprise to people who ordered this pay-per-view or who bought a ticket to this event, many of whom I'm sure wanted to see Goldberg. And also during this interview, Kevin Nash says, it's going to be me and Steiner tonight, and I'm going over Steiner. I'm going over Steiner. That type of worked shoot remark is the exact type of thing that turns so many wrestling fans off. I personally don't like when anybody exposes the business or whatever, just because it's lazy. That's why. I mean, we all know it's a work, but for it to remain fun, you can't be talking like this. But this whole match is all about a worked shoot, as you'll see. So Kevin Nash and Scott Steiner come out, and then they play Goldberg's music as if he's coming out too. And after about 30 seconds, everyone in the arena and the announcers realize, or the announcers say, yeah, he's probably not coming out. The music cuts off. Okay, get this. They play Goldberg's music again for another 10, 15 seconds. And then they cut off the music. Goldberg hasn't come out. They have completely destroyed any interest in this match from this crowd at this point. The crowd's booing because one of the advertised stars is not coming to the ring. And Goldberg is like the biggest thing in WCW. This is the problem with WCW at that time. They disrespected their fans. And I believe that is one of the primary reasons why they went out of business. They just didn't care. They would advertise wrestlers showing up to a show, and then they wouldn't show up. Although Goldberg does show up eventually in this match. The creative decisions were mind-boggling. Vince Russo, out of control. For a company that was so successful and produced such a great product in 1997 and 1998, how they fell so quickly is remarkable and embarrassing. So near the beginning of the match, Goldberg comes down to ringside with his ribs taped up and a steel chair and hits Kevin Nash in the head with the chair. This barely gets any reaction at all, because they killed the anticipation for Goldberg by playing his music twice and also saying that he wasn't going to come out earlier in the night. Why they did that, I don't understand. But the crowd didn't care. As Goldberg and Kevin Nash are fighting in the ring, one of the announcers brings up Starrcade 1998, which was the night that Kevin Nash beat Goldberg and ended his undefeated streak in WCW. And the announcer says, Kevin Nash joins the booking committee 2 weeks out from Starrcade 1998, and then he goes over. They are completely, exposing everything about this company and wrestling, and it doesn't make any sense. Because it's like we're watching a match, and we're supposed to take it seriously, right? But then they're talking about how Kevin Nash won at Starrcade 1998 because he was the booker. What kind of backwards thinking is going on here? Remember what I said about not liking worked shoots? Well, Kevin Nash gets Goldberg in position to take the jackknife powerbomb. Goldberg pushes him away. They both look at each other. And then Goldberg walks out of the ring and starts walking up the ramp. And then Vince Russo, who is the creative genius behind this, he comes out, gets in Goldberg's face and tells him to get back in the ring, and Goldberg says, F you, and he walks out, and the announcers start to say, I think he was supposed to go up for the jackknife powerbomb. I think that was supposed to be it. And he refused. He swerved Kevin Nash. They're talking about it like it's not a fight. Like it is a choreographed performance. What? By the way, this match sucks. These guys, who I believe are all multimillionaires, should be embarrassed for what they're doing in that ring. I mean, it was just power move after power move after power move. There's no psychology. There's no telling a story. It's just a bunch of junk. And then one of the announcers says, oh, if Goldberg going up for the jackknife was the finish of the match. What are they going to do now? Improvise? Again, it doesn't make any sense. This is like, I mean, it would make a great comedy, but I don't think that's what this is supposed to be. A woman named Medeja comes out and low blows Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash low blows Scott Steiner. Then Medeja gets back in the ring and drops an elbow on Kevin Nash's groin. This was probably the best part of the match. I mean, that's how bad it was. Then finally, Kevin Nash comes to, and he takes the straps down, and he gets Scott Steiner in position for the jackknife powerbomb. This time, he gets it, gets the pinfall, 1, 2, 3, and one of the announcers says, "See Goldberg, he went up for it," meaning Scott Steiner went up for the jackknife powerbomb. Again, talking about this like this isn't actually a fight or a competition, talking about it like it is a predetermined, choreographed performance, which it is, but talking about it constantly throughout the match makes for very strange viewing. Scott Steiner was right when he said WCW sucks.